Christmas piece of jewelry. You don't need to make a love heart ring. Now, user-generated means people that have been Tiffany's, Cartier, Bulgari, famous Queen Cleopatra, as in the number one is highlighting unique craftsmanship and tailoring stories to what you do have. Now, we all know that many famous unique brands from all over the world, Tiffany's, Cartier, Bulgari, all have so much history behind them. But as a younger jewelry brand, or maybe just a new jewelry brand because you decided to start a jewelry business online, or you have a brick and mortar store, you might not have the history that they do. So how can you make what you have to offer sound just as interesting? It's by highlighting the uniqueness of craftsmanship. Now, just as an example, you could take a basic ring and say that this ring is gold with diamonds, but you could also take information like where the ring was made, the person that made the ring, to give more story to it in that way. Another thing you could highlight is the gemstone. Many different jewelry brands and companies today don't really tell stories about the uniqueness of that gemstone, or it's just the same old, same old. So here's a great example. Think about emeralds. So emeralds, most people know of them to be Colombian. It's a Colombian emerald. Well, the fact is, emeralds were first initially found in Egypt. They were then mined out, and that mine ended up being named after the famous Queen Cleopatra, as in the Cleopatra emerald mines. Now that little story can highlight in a way of making emeralds sound queen-like, but also telling someone something they haven't heard before, because the common story is all about Colombia, Colombia, Colombia. Now, more stories like this exist in a really good book. This book is called Stoned. Now, it's probably not the stoned that many of you watching this video are thinking of. It's stoned as in gemstones. Now, I'm going to leave a link to this book down in the description of the video, but this goes into a lot. How glass beads were used to be able to purchase a piece of America, how the tulip industry in Holland, how the tulip became more valuable than basically a diamond. Then going into even Mikimoto, and how Mikimoto came to where they are today from something that might be a bit more unexpected. This book's going to give you tons of stories that you're going to be able to use. Another way that you could look at it is by just hopping online, hopping on the internet, and just Googling interesting facts about emeralds, interesting facts about that gemstone. Number two is user-generated content and testimonials. Now, user-generated means people that have been shopping with you. So if you're not brand new and you already have customers, people that have spent money with you, get them to write something. Get them to do a video testimonial about their experience shopping with you, about their ring, about the moment that they gave that ring to that special person, the moment they proposed. A brand hashtag, if your store or company doesn't have that yet already, or maybe you do, then you're not letting the people shopping with you know about it. And by placing it onto your shopping bag, by placing it onto your receipt, by placing it into the email, like, you need to be able to let people know that after they take that photo, that they can tag your store or tag your company. So make sure to make it very clear, because something that you might think is clear might not always be. Now, number three is seasonal themed collections. This doesn't mean you need to make a Christmas piece of jewelry. You don't need to make a love heart ring because Valentine's Day is coming up. It's the messaging surrounding the jewelry and how it's framed or explained then has to change around that time of the year. So let's dive in. Number one, if you're face-to-face with a person, you're selling in a general retail store. You have the pear shape. The pear shape is what we traditionally know. Properly, professionally, it should be called a pear shape. But let's say the person coming in to your store then has recently lost someone, and they're looking at a piece of jewelry or wanting to find something to remember that person. So the pear shape then changes to the teardrop. Now that is from a one-to-one basis. Now that person is going to value so much more the meaning of the teardrop compared to the meaning of the pear. Then we could go outside of that. Now, the bypass ring. The bypass ring is 2 diamond solitaires. With the 2 diamond solitaires together on the one ring, this could resemble 2 people together. It could resemble an engagement ring. It could resemble a mother-daughter ring. It could resemble a granddaughter ring. There's so many different meanings that you could place behind the 2-stone ring, the bypass ring. And another one could be the left is we, the right is for me. Now, coming up to a time like Valentine's Day, don't forget about the people that don't have that special someone yet that is wanting to be a little bit more independent and strong in that way. So the me ring, a resemblance of celebrating something that is truly and authentically that person. And then at the same time, you could have the we ring for those people coming in during Valentine's Day that are then wanting to celebrate we, the couple, the person that they're with, their loved one, a gift. So that's a simple way of describing it. Then coming up to Christmas time, if you have designs or settings that look snowflake-like with diamonds around it, basically a halo setting can be described as a snowflake in that way. If you're not describing it in that way, when people do come into or visit the store, then again, you're missing out. And for those of you that are marketing it from an outside perspective, all you have to do is still keep the same imagery, just changing the name. Changing the name, changing the tone, changing the theme is then going to allow people to feel Christmas from something that you have in the store throughout the entire year. Now, let's move on to number 4. Social media and influencer kind of partnerships. Now, in the video, not this one, but the video in the top corner of the screen, that's where you're going to see how I filmed plenty of jewelry related videos and still end up on page number 1 of Google without even having that piece of jewelry in my hands. So for those of you thinking about making more video content for the jewelry store, the jewelry brand that you are then promoting, that you are then taking care of, that you're the owner of, make sure again to be able to click that video, because it's possible even without having the inventory in your hands. Now, number 5. Interactive content. Interactive content is going to be something for people to be able to engage with. Now, this can be done from a marketing perspective and an in-store perspective too. Interactive, guess the carat weight. Taking a diamond, a gemstone, whatever the focus is possibly for that month for your store, and then having people, as they come into the store, simply place down their name, their email address, their contact number, and then telling them at the end of the month, on the weekend, of course it's going to be a weekend, you're going to reveal the answer, must be present here in the store, winner is going to win this prize, whatever this prize may be. And that way you're able to contact more people, collect their information to send them reminders and send them other marketing promotional materials. If you were to do this online, you can do the same thing. Take a picture, a video, have people share it to be able to get a second entry into that, and then reveal the answer on a live that you're going to do at that point at some time of the week, at some time of the month when more people are going to be able to be there and watch it. Now, at that time, when you bring all of those people in together, then you're going to be able to make an offer. The offer then might be a discount, a percentage. In store, cover up a showcase with some kind of glittery, sparkly covering and unveil it, make a big deal out of it, and offer a discount of some kind, a gift with purchase of some kind at that time. So this would be interactive content. You could go further down the lines of guessing the price of the item. You could go to guessing the origin. Where is the gemstone from? These are just 3 simple interactive things that you can do to be able to better market a jewelry store that is a brick and mortar location or an online jewelry retailer. Now, let's go to number 6. 6 is offering care guides, tips on how to clean and look after that piece of jewelry. Now, these can be videos that you can very simply film with even your face not being on them. Now, you do need to know exactly how you can safely clean different types of jewelry, and if you are in the position of watching this video and you own a jewelry store, you're a jewelry retailer, I hope you already know how to do that. And when you're showing this simple cleaning guide, This is something people could end up finding your store for because they wanted to search how to safely clean an emerald, how to safely clean a ruby, and it can be something you can offer for additional added value for when people come into your store or your online store and they're wondering, I don't know how to take care of that. It's not something that's commonly taught, so you will find many people adding additional money towards the fact that, oh wow, they taught me this, something that others have then not. And number 7. Exclusive events and limited time sales or limited editions. Now, exclusive events. This is better if you have a physical location. If you have a physical location, this can be creating a whole theme around Valentine's Day. Pink balloons you could place into the store. You could then get a bit of pink champagne with a little bit of pink food coloring goes into it. You could then have a pink covering for a special collection of pink sapphires, rubies, and etc. And because of that being a few days before Valentine's Day, your store is going to be doing something extra special that they would not then normally do. And you would unveil that collection. This is something that if you are to be able to do it online, you can have a similar way of doing it, but the promotion of it then is something that I would have to then discuss in another video. Not enough time to cover it in here if you are an online store thinking of an exclusive event like this, but it is still very possible. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you can see one of the future videos where I touch on how to do that. But then when all of these people come into the physical brick and mortar store location, you unveil the collection, offer the sale, offer the savings, and that would be an exclusive event themed upon that time. Pink, pink, and pink because of Valentine's Day. A limited edition, something that is numbered. Now, the piece of jewelry itself could have next to the gold stamp the number of what edition that is for people that love to collect. And collectors place value on items sometimes that we might not even expect, especially if there's a number connected to it. The number could resemble things that we weren't even placing the number there in the first place to resemble. It could be a certain number out of 100 because it's the birth date, a certain number out of 100 because it's the anniversary, a certain number out of 100 for several different reasons. Their home address, it's something that means something to them. So the collectible editions could also be something that you place to go with the piece of jewelry. It can be a paper, a sketch, many different things can go with it that has a number related in that total production. Now, it must be true at the same time. You can't say there's 100 of them and then you do a second set of 100. It should just be 100 and that's it. Now, number 8, eco-friendly, ethical marketing ideas. Taking the paper bag, the jewelry bag, the bag that the person made the purchase with that we just think is a bag for the item to be able to go into. How about a way to repurpose this and make it shareable and again, add more value? Well, number 1 is going to then be turning it into a notebook cover. Everyone has a notebook. Most people do, and if they don't, they're going to buy one at some stage. Now, this could be showing people in a video how you can cut the side of the bag to match it to the size of the notebook and then putting glitters and colors and everything on it to be able to make it even seem like, in a way, a branded notebook towards your company. You could upcycle them into art supplies, stencils, moon shapes and things to be able to use on paper. If you do know that most people that are shopping with you are going to have kids, possibly in some cases younger kids, you could show them how to turn that paper bag into finger puppets to be able to do a little puppet theater for the kids. Now, those are 3 simple ways that you can easily repurpose a jewelry bag that will then add even more value to your company because people are going to start doing that. You could ask them to do videos of it so then you can share the videos too. And something that you might have never thought added value to your business or company apart from making the piece of jewelry look nice really can do that now. Now, number 9 is then going to be offering free shipping or first-time buyers discounts. you can never discount how much a first-time buyer is special to any company, even if that means you would end up losing a little bit, or maybe just being even in that way. Being able to offer something really special to the first timer is well worth it. The first timer then can start to tell friends or family members because of something your company did that was very different to others. And of course, being able to include free shipping, especially if you're an online store, but with including the fact of insurance. Jewelry, most of the time, is not cheap. It's not a same kind of thing where you just go to the supermarket and you buy some jewelry. So make sure if you are an online store that you do offer shipping insurance to wherever it's going to. Now that you've made it though to the end of the video, and my name's Levon, your jewelry sales training expert, jewelry marketer, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and of course like this video, and you might see at the moment there's another video up here on the screen, so click it and I'll see you there.